Make the ground shake.
Hello everyone and welcome to another tank review. This time we are going to look at the M41 Walker Bulldog, the tier 7 American light tank. Now in my opinion this is the best tier 7 light tank in World of Tanks, because it has pretty much anything a light could need. And now some might consider this tank to be pretty overpowered, but I don't, because a bad player will do badly in one of these. Sure, it is more powerful than any other light tank in from other nations, but that is because I think that the tier 7 light tanks are pretty underpowered, and some of them need a serious buff, like the AMX 1375 for instance. So this tank is powerful, but only in the right hands. Now before we begin, as always we will look into the armor, and since it's a light tank, it doesn't have it. 25 at the most on the front, some 32 zones, so don't expect to bounce anything with this, because even at out of bounce angles, because the armor is so thin, everything is triple overmatch for you. So armor non-existent, the only armor are your hit points. Now on this thing you have two top guns, the auto-loading version and the non-auto-loading version. In my opinion the auto-loader is a lot better, because you get that burst of damage and you get out. Some might prefer the non-auto-loading version, but I've played both, and I have to say that I prefer the autoloader, just because it has that burst and you really can just put shot after shot after shot when you are using the non-autoloader. Plus the non-autoloader got pretty nerfed, pretty heavily nerfed after a few patches after the Bulldog was released, while the autoloader pretty much was untouched. Now the only competitor to this thing is another tier 7 American light tank, which you can access during the other line towards the T57, and that is the T71. If we look into the details, we can see that they share the same gun, 175 pen and 150 alpha, but they are quite different, because this thing has a 10 shell magazine, while the T71 has a 6 shell. They play differently because you need to time your reloads much better in the Bulldog, and when you go and attack, you have more chances of probably bouncing some shells in order to kill someone, because of that of those 10 shells, and to compensate, the reload time on the magazine is a lot worse, and the DPM is non-important, because both of them are autoloaders, and the DPM does not really matter. View range exactly the same, 400 meters, pretty good for a tier 7 light tank. The gamma values are worse than the T71, I can be certain of that, because this thing is a lot bigger. The accuracy of the gun is pretty okay, 0.38, actually 0.39, while the T71 gets 0.38, which means that this thing is pretty okay on the accuracy front. And what is surprising is this: the aim time for an autoloader, it is pretty good. All of the autoloaders in the game have pretty bad aim time, while this really doesn't. I mean, you just stop to aim for, I don't know, 1 or 2 seconds, and you can just shoot shot after shot. Now, you can see that only on turret traversing these stats are worse, and that's because the Bulldog traverses is so it's much faster. But on vehicle move, all of these stats are a lot better than the T71, which can be felt during gameplay. The gun depression also better than the T71, and we can see just here by how much the turret traverse is better. The power better than the T71, but the power to weight is actually worse. Not by much, but still worse. But it gets pulled out massively by this soft stat. So in real life, the Bulldog is faster than the T71. At top speed, also better than the T71 quite a lot actually. 8 kilometers does make a difference, and the reverse speed is even better. So yeah, this tank is quite competitive, with unit hit points being by 70 up, which means sometimes you can take one hit, which could make could mean winning or losing, and as we shall see. Now, in any as you can see, the Bulldog is pretty much a better T71, and we're not even comparing it to something like the MX1370, which outclasses this thing, which is outclassed by this thing by quite a margin. And I don't know what Wargaming is thinking. That thing seriously needs some changes. Anyway, for equipment, rammer not an option since it has an autoloader. So optics as on any light tank. It can mount a vertical stabilizer, so go with that, and ventilation. You can switch out vents for, I don't know, binos if you want to passive scout or you have that sort of emission, but I didn't. This thing doesn't get set on fire frontally, so I've seen a lot of players and myself sometimes, but not usually, use case of cola, but I like to stick to my principles. So fire extinguisher, but the case of cola is a valid choice. And medkit and repair kit for the crew. Camo is standard for anything. For the commander, since he is also the radio operator, Sixth Sense, situational awareness is also nice. For the gunner, snapshot is pretty valid choice. Off-road driving, smooth ride, clutch braking, all the good stuff. I would prioritize smooth ride first, and then the other, since this thing is pretty fast without that. For the loader, safe storage, and those are pretty much the important stuff. Later on, you can switch out for brothers in arms if you have enough crew experience with this tank. Anyway, that was enough for stats reading. Let's get into some replays. And here we are in the first game. It's a standard battle on Lakeville, and as you can see, the matchup is not generous tier wise and RT wise, because there are 5 enemy artillery, and I'm in a tier 10 game. Anyway, I just like to rush forward here and put some shots into unexpected victims. Now, I could have shot the T57, but I want to pull back because I don't want to get spotted by them. And now you will see the awesomeness of the new Japanese tier 10 heavies. Yeah, pretty good sidearm on those things, right? Managed to put 3 shots in. I think that 2 of them penned, 1 bounced on the side of the turret, and I still have 7 shots in the outloader. And timing your shots with this is pretty important because you can just always go on the reload like uh, something like a T71 to take a nasty shot by the bad shot, and in this kind of a matchup you have to always look after your HP because you don't have a lot of it. You're pretty much a 3 shot for anything and a 2 shot for some things, and you sometimes heroes can even one shot you, so you have to be very careful of how you play. And I've pretty much taken a shot that should not have been taken this early in the game. You can see me raging in chat because absolutely nobody went to the other side, and I think that this game now is a loss. Now you can see that this thing can pretty easily shoot even on the move. The standard gun, the non-auto loading version, is pretty um, is better for that job, but even this gun surprisingly can pull off those shots pretty easily, since the dispersion is pretty okay. Do have side shots on this bad shot, and as you can see I still haven't reloaded this game. I've taken all of those shots and I still have 4 shots in the magazine left. Now as I see the 50B moving up, I know that I can go for a reload, and I can move up and probably, and I want to have that burst potential in my tank. Now the 3090, if he rushes the 50B, he will be dead because there is a second 50B with him, and with these two guys here I know I have full support and I can pretty much move forward. Now I think that there could be some artillery here, so I need to be careful. The AMX spots me, which ruins the element of surprise of this thing. I am auto aimed at him at this point. I don't know why, but I am. I will try to put some shots into his side. I get spotted again, but now I do have cover here, but he gets taken out by the AMXs. Now since there are 5 artillery, I really need to be careful here of how I play. I do spot the waffle and I managed to put I think 2 shots into him. One dipped before he hit him, and the other one pretty, I am sure it hit, but I might be mistaken. Now I do have 7 shots in the magazine left, which is quite a lot, and we found the nest of the artillery pretty much. The object 261 is trying to make a run for it, but I have shots on this GW E100. I do manage to put 1 shot, 2 shot, and I am worried about him snapshotting me, but that is artillery, and he misses, and this thing, and now he is a done deal. That shot takes him out. But the object 261 manages to shoot my track with AP. That was very lucky, but since it is artillery, you need to get lucky sometimes because those things are ruining the game, and in order to have good games you need to get lucky by them. On the reload once more, and I will try to clean up in the city. There are still tanks with quite a few HP left in them, so I can take advantage of that. I saw that one of the 261s went into the city, and I will try to go after him. This thing is pretty much the best arty killer out there, since it has the burst, it has the accuracy to do so. I do spot a 261 dodge his shots, and now he is a done deal here. With 4 shots he's done. Now you can see the might of the Type 5 Heavy. Easy side shots, flat as a brick, and that's him there. I do have 1 more shot in, and I will try to put it in this T34, and I do it, and I now pull back here. Only 1 Yak Tiger left, but on full HP, so it will be um, pretty okay if I can get some shots into him, but he will get taken out before I reload. So let's look into the post-battle results. And here are the post-battle results of that game. I managed to pick up Ace Tanker and some other tokens. No battle hero medals, unfortunately, but then again, in this kind of a matchup, anything other than a Confederate is pretty much impossible to get. If you look into the team score, we can see that we did finish top on experience by far with almost 1.5k base experience, second on damage, only 350 less damage than the T110E5, which is a tier 10 heavy, and we're a tier 7 light tank. And if we look into the detailed report, we can see that we did fire 26 shots, hit 23 and pen 21. We did as near as makes no difference, 3000 damage, with 773 being from a sniping distance. We did receive 2 hits there, 1 pen, 1 hit our tracks, that AP shell on the object 261. I still find that amazing that he managed to hit me, but then again, it's artillery and it's broken, and let's not get into that. We did spot 4 enemy vehicles, damage 8 and destroyed 3, and we did 1.5 assistance damage. That was enough for this game. Let's take a look into the second one. And here we are now in the second game. It's an encounter game on Sand River, and from being top tier, we are now from being bottom tier, we are now pretty much a top tier tank here, since it is a light tank, and this is the best kind of matchup you could hope for. And from 5 artillery on enemy team to 0, which I'm more glad, to be honest, because I can do a lot more damage and I'm not afraid of trying to play the game, to say the least. Now I am doing an aggressive spot here, and I do try to put 2 shots into the T-34, and I immediately pull back as I get spotted. I don't want to poke again because I am still the tech, and now since he's unspotted I could, and the KV5 spots me once more. I do take 1 shot and pull back. The Convel is sniping me from the dunes around K8 area. I do spot a KV3, do have his sight, and I will now go into town on him. You can see what this gun can do to lower tiered opponents. Pretty much 6 shots into him, all penetrations. 1 did dip a bit, we did kind of got unlucky with it, but 1000 HP from that KV3 is now gone. I am now on the reload, and you could use this time to relocate, to have a look around the map, to see what is the best use of your machine. I will firstly try to spot the KV3, and since I'm unable to do so, I will try to put some pressure on these heavies here. I do have now side shots on this T-34. I do put 1 shot into him, 2 shots, 3, and the T-34 shoots me at a weird angle in the gun mantlet, and somehow that is absorbed. Now I do know that I do have the advantage on that, and I do put around 4 to 5 shots into him. I did not count, and I pull back since the Achilles started putting fire into me as well. I do get shot by him 1 more time, and he's pretty annoying at this state. I know that I'm spotted, and I see that the KV5 is going into my position. Go for the reload and relocate. No point of me going here, there is too much heat at that point. I am getting shot from all sides. Even though he is a tier 6 tank, he does have a pretty accurate gun with huge DPM, so if I stay in the open I will get wrecked instantly. Now I do get spotted again. I don't know what was that. It was probably some of the it was probably the KV5. I don't know, something did spot me, the 6 sense did go off and I did pull back. I do put 2 blind fire in, and that is something you should not always do in the Bulldog, because you do not have that big of you cannot waste your shots. That side turret shot on the KV3 should have penned 90% of the time, but somehow it bounced. I do still have 7 shots in the magazine, which means I don't have to go for a reload, at least not yet. Do spot the KV3 and he spots me back, which is pretty unfortunate. And again I get lucky here with that track shot. I can't deny that I did not got lucky, but that was that. Now I do spot the Achilles. We will trade at this point, and speaking of luck, he armors me and I don't have a repair kit at this point. That switches things, the perspective of things by quite a lot, I think, because now I do have around a 70-second reload, which is pretty poor. I think that if I've had a better, if I wasn't armored by the Achilles, I could have ended this game pretty much a lot quicker, I think. But now, since I'm armored, there is pretty much nothing I could do about it. I used my repair kit to repair the tracks, and that was that. 30 or so seconds have passed and I'm still on the road, and I don't know what I did there. I don't know. I always, I don't drive pretty well in this game. I don't know why that could have cost me the thing, but it didn't really matter since I was a one shot for pretty much anything before it. So if we have a little bit of fun, it doesn't hurt anybody, right? Finally reloaded fully, 10 shots here, and we spot the IS. He spots me back, he doesn't even turn to me, and that allows me to put 2 shots into him. One missed, unfortunately. That was the first one, but that wasn't really fully aimed, so that was that. Again, 7 shots means that I could easily take him out, and I will try to do so. I do spot him right here, do put 1 side shot into him. The second one hits the rock and he is now a 1 shot for me, but I low roll and I cannot do anything to him at this point. I mean, for all the luck I've had with the KV3, RNG is now paying back in a pretty hard way. Did have 2 or 3 shots in the magazine left, but decided to go for a reload, a very long reload of 65 seconds, and at this point I'm pretty much worried about the I6 since he has a pretty nasty armor. His sides even are pretty well angled and quite thick, so I will have trouble penning him. I am halfway through my reload. The I6 does take out the Ferdinand, and I hope that this Tiger will take out the IS without taking any HP, but that's too much to ask, I guess, because in order for him to do 14 HP he wasted half his health. Now at this point I want to remain a shadow because that is the only advantage I have at this point. The tiger pulls back out of behind the dune, and I just hope that I won't get spotted at this point. I do put one side shot into him, two shots, and hopefully with the third one can take him out. I bounce and I miss again. I don't know. Sometimes this RNG is really trolling. I mean, a clear side shot on a tiger to 80 millimeters of armor and bounced because why not? Decide to go on another reload. Do inform the tiger that I do have quite a bit of time left before I reload my gun. Now I know that the IS-6 will take out the Tiger 2, and this is the point that I dreaded all game along. I pretty much more than half health IS-6 is left on the enemy team, and I think that at this point I just have to. I can either. Two things will happen now. I can either kill him before the game ends, or we can draw this out. I've had a monster game so far, 3,500 damage in a M41 Walker Bulldog. Bulldog is nothing to mess about, and I think that I will be up to task in this game. The i6 I think does the right thing because he goes for the cap. I could go left here and surprise him, but since this is an encounter game, I think that I will have time in order for me to go around. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. I track myself again. You have to be very careful of that when you are driving these kind of tanks. For a moment I hesitate to poke around that ridge, but I do have the time. It's an encounter game. It takes twice as long to cap than a normal one, so I will go around the whole of the cap circle. I know that the i6 has pretty much zero chance of outspotting me at this point, and I do spot him. I do react pretty slowly, I have to say, and this is RNG for you. One shot, miss. Bounce on the rear of the i6. That shot could have helped, and the third one missed as well. Now I do know that he is resetted. He won't be able to cap for my reload even though I'm ammo wrecked, and decide to go for it one more time. Even though the ammo rack is costing me quite a bit, you can see that if I had the regular gun I would not have been able to put those shots there. Now on the reload once more, I think that was the right call since I do have still some time left, and I will try to spot this guy once more. I don't want to expose myself because if I do so I want to be able to put one or two shots before he turns his tank, so I just wait here before I go to that dune over there in order to spot him. And now that the reload is pretty much finished, I will try to spot him. Do go on the top of the dune, and now I see that he is pretty much around the edge of the cap circle toward me. That is the only way that he can spot me. If I pull a reset once more, that would mean that he won't be able to to cap it out. He won't have the time, so I guess we are gonna go for the draw. I still don't know where he is, and I will try to outspot him. There he is. And he doesn't spot me. He does have sixth sense, obviously, but he wasn't able to spot me since the I6 is pretty much a blind tank. Now I don't want to go into the cap circle. If I go there, chance of me even resetting a previous man, that means certain death. I do spot him here, do have side shots on this turret, full aim, and one reset, and this is where the I6 is pretty much in his zone. Nothing you can do if he faces you frontally. Now I cannot go for a reload at this point. I won't be able to reload. There is only 1 minute left, so I just like a true light tank, I decide to run away. Do spot him one more time. He spots me back. I hope that he won't snapshot me. He does fire, misses, and I hesitate to go back to put a few shots in, but I decide he is not worthy. I would just like to draw this here and now. I don't want him to win. Nobody wins. So that is that. I do get spotted by him, and put two shots in, two of them bounce, and I would be pretty happy if I could get one more penetrating hit in order to get the high caliber, but I think I secured that, but still. And that is how you draw a game. Let's look into the post-battle results. Here are the post-battle results of that game. As you can see, a draw. The battle time expired. If I had more time, I could have taken them out. The Sand River map is pretty okay for outplaying heavy tanks, especially if you're in a light tank. I managed to pick up an ace tanker on a defeat. Yes, it's a defeat because if it's a draw, both team lose. So an ace tanker on a defeat, some tokens, and from the battle hero medals I managed to pick up defender and high caliber, which is good news for me. If we look into the team score, we can see that we did finish top on experience and damage with 4000 damage, only one kill, which is sort of bad for us. I mean, we just dealt damage, we did not kill secure during that game, and 948 base experience on a defeat. And if we look at the I6, we can see that we pretty much stopped him hard on when it comes to base experience. If we look into the detailed report, we can see that we did fire 45 shots, 35 hit, and 27 penetrated. Out of our 4000 damage, 1.5k was from 300 meters or more. We did receive 7 hits, 5 pent, and 2 bounced. Those were some pretty hard drag shots on a slim angle by the Achilles and a lucky shot from the KV-3. We did spot 5 vehicles, damage 6, and destroyed only 1 with 727 assistance damage. We weren't spotting it in this game. We tried, but but our team did not respond. We did do 91 base defense points, and we did travel close to 9 kilometers during that game, but that wasn't enough. If we look over here, we can see that we did with the combination of the courageous resistance, we can see that we did manage to pick around 1.5k base experience, and that is pretty okay game, I think. Anyway guys, this was my take on the M41 Walker Bulldog. One of the best light tanks in the game. A very powerful tank, but in my opinion not overpowered. It can do the job in the right hands. Even in as you saw, even in a tier 10 game, it is a pretty a capable tank. If you have the will to play light tanks, the American light tanks are the way to go, and you won't be mistaken. Hope you enjoyed this review, and bye for now.